Haply some hoary-headed swain may say, oft have we seen him at the peep of dawn, brushing with hasty steps the dews away, to meet the sun upon the upland lawn. To the kindred spirit who enquires about the poet, some old rustic will give the reply that those in the village used to see him early in the morning, walking hastily over the dews to watch the sunrise and the rays falling upon the upland lawn. There, at the foot of yonder nodding beech that reads its old fantastic roots so high, his listless length at noontide would he stretch and pour upon the brook that babbles by. The old rustic will say that the poet would lie down beneath the beech. Beech is a smooth barked tree. So the poet would lie down beneath the beech with twisted roots situated at a distance and enjoy looking at the flowing current of the brook that babbles by. Hard by yon wood, now smiling as in scorn, muttering his wayward fancies he would rove, now drooping woeful wan like one forlorn, or crazed with care, or crossed in hopeless love. Pointing out a wood at a distance, the old rustic would speak of the poet as smiling in scorn, standing near it, and then moving away, muttering his wayward, fanciful thoughts, and later appearing forlorn, drooping, and woeful, and mad with worry, as though he were a victim of thwarted love. One morn I missed him on the accustomed hill, along the heath, and near his favourite tree. Neither came, nor yet beside the rill, nor up the lawn, nor at the wood was he. The old rustic continues and comes to the death of the poet, which is all imagination. He says that one day he missed the poet on the usual hill he used to visit, along the heath and near his favorite tree, that is a beech tree. A day followed, but he did not come. He was neither by the side of the brook, nor up the lawn, nor at the wood. The next with dirges due in sad array, slow through the churchway path we saw him borne. Approach and read, for thou canst read, the lay graved on the stone beneath yon aged thorn. The old rustic then adds that the next day he saw the body of the poet being carried through the churchway path, accompanied by mourners singing appropriate funeral songs in a sad procession. Here, the old rustic says his hearer would move ahead and read, if he can, the epitaph engraved on the stone over the grave beneath the aged hawthorn tree. So here Thomas Gray imagines his own death and funeral and the epitaph engraved on the stone over his grave. The epitaph. Here rest his dead upon the lap of earth, a youth to fortune and to fame unknown. Fair signs frowned not on his humble birth, and melancholy marked him for her own. The person or the villager, now dead and was buried, was neither fortunate nor famous. He was of humble birth. He was able to acquire some knowledge. Melancholy or sadness was writ large on his face. Large was his bounty and his soul sincere. Heaven did a recompense as largely send. He gave to misery all he had a tear. He gained from heaven, 'twas all he wished, a friend. He was bounteous, generous, and sincere. That was heaven's reward to him. He led the misery of life. What he got from heaven was a tear, and that was all that he wished to get. No farther seek his merits to disclose, or draw his frailties from their dread abode. There they alike in trembling hope repose, the bosom of his Father and his God. No one should enquire any more about his merits or foibles, which also in fearful hope rest in the bosom of God. In the epitaph passages, fortune, fame, science, melancholy, and misery all are personified. The epitaph stresses the sadness, loneliness, and misery of the buried villager's life. Thomas Gray sees himself as one among the villagers, and he also highlights his generosity, sincerity, and simplicity, which rest in God's bosom together with his weaknesses or frailties. So here ends our poem Elegy written in a country churchyard.